What's up, y'all? Today I'm gonna talk about my 1 year experience being sober from alcohol. Today marks 1 year since I last drank. November 28, 2022. Last time I drank was November 28, 2021. So I want to put out a disclaimer where this is my personal story, these are my personal experiences, and that your experience may be different than mine. And understand that everything in your life is your choice. Nobody pressures you to do anything, and nobody gives you the green light to do anything. So with that being said, this video is my own personal experience, my own personal things that I've learned about it. And I choose to put out this video because I choose to do that. Nobody's pressuring me to do this, and nobody is telling me not to. I want to tell my story about 1 year but without alcohol because I feel it's important for a 25-year-old person to tell, because not a lot of people are sober by choice. So with that being said, I always talk about my personal experiences, so think of it as me telling you a story, because this is what this is. I'm going to talk about 12 different points, and I'm going to tell just the way I feel. I'm going to keep this unedited. I'm going to keep this like the way it is, like I'm telling you now, like as if you're sitting in front of me right now. So thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something. Okay, and if you don't, that's fine. If you like the video, you do. If you like the video, you do. If you don't like the video, you don't. To me, I could care less. I just feel like I need to tell this story. So my point number one is talking about previous experiences with alcohol. So I'm starting off from childhood to college till now. So my childhood, you know, I grew up in a Mexican household. So father, mother, sister, around the same age as me. My parents are 58, 57 now. I'm 25. So as a child, I always knew alcohol was around me. But alcohol to me was only at this point of a child, maybe up to 8 years old. Alcohol was just beer. And as a kid, being a Mexican kid, going to Mexico, doing all these things, going to California, going anywhere with your family, any functions like parties, whatever, beer was always there. So it was always like, my dad loved to drink Bud Light. He still does. So Bud Light. My mom never drank. She didn't do any of that. So he liked Bud Light. Any Mexican beers, Tecate, Corona, Modelo, like he also drank Budweiser, whatever beer you can find in a liquor store right now with no microbrews is what you'll find. So as a kid, my first sip of alcohol was when I was like 2 years old. And it's always one of those things where like you kind of just grab it as a little baby or whatever and you just like sip it. You don't remember what it tastes like at that point. I feel like most Mexican kids or kids of that ethnicity can relate to just taking a sip of a beer and your dad telling you about it when you're like 12 and he's like, bro, remember when you drank that beer when you're like 2 years old? And you're like, what? So that's kind of a norm. Like my sister was like that too. A lot of cousins were like that. Like a lot of us, I feel like it's a rite of passage or something, like where you kind of drink a little sip when you're like 2 years old, either accidentally or like your parents or whoever just like, let's see what this kid does with that beer bottle. Like I hope he doesn't take a sip, but if he does, like he'll learn that it doesn't taste good. So it's like that. So that was never forced on me though. Like I said, it was my own choice. Even if I'm 2 years old, like I'm picking it up and like taking a sip. You know, I don't remember what it tastes like because you don't remember anything when you're like 2 years old. But leading up to maybe like 5 years old, you do that same thing again. Like you're like, Dad, I want to be like you or whatever. And like you just take a little sip and your dad just starts laughing at you, you know, because your sister or your cousin was like, you ever tried beer? And they're like 8, 10 years old, you know, they're bragging about it. A lot of these stories happen in Mexico. So like a lot of the little kids, like they take the little sips of their beer with the dad. Like it's just kind of like a heart rite of passage thing. So at that point you taste it. It fucking tastes terrible, bro. Like most of you know what alcohol tastes like because you probably clicked on this video. So alcohol doesn't taste good, bro. Especially beer. If it's like, I remember my first beer was like Bud Light. Like I tried it because my dad was like chilling with his friends in Mexico, or his brothers. You know, little little casa with like a lot of like wood burning. You take a sip and he's just kind of laughing at you like, told you wouldn't like it. I don't know why you're drinking it. It's for adults. So they always told us it was for adults, but that, being a kid, like you want to be an adult, like you want to be like, hey, I want to, have this money, I want to have this dream. So like adults do what adults show their behavior and you follow as a kid. It's just the way human nature is. So, you know, you take a sip and you're like, oh, this is gross. Why the hell you guys like to drink this? And they just kind of laugh at you. They don't tell you. So that's what it was. And then in middle school, going up to like elementary, like, you know, you have the little kids like, hey, you ever tried beer? You're like 8 years old or whatever. Have you ever tried beer? Yeah, I tried beer when I was in Mexico. And a lot of us are Mexican kids. So like we know what that's like. We're not really like outsiders when it comes to that. Like we all know. And so like some kids will be like, yeah, it tastes good. Some people are like, it tastes like pee. And you're just like, I don't know what pee tastes like, but bro, it don't taste good. But it is what it is. Like, so that's kind of what you remember. And then there's always with your cousins, family parties, like quinceañeras, like when we're little kids running around our parents and stuff, when they're dancing or we're playing tag or like playing soccer with a fucking soda can, a beer can, you know, like the beer's freaking dripping out and it smells weird, but you're like, oh, I know what that tastes like. You guys know what it tastes like? Try to sneak a beer and let's try to drink one without the security watching. So like, sometimes that would happen, but me, I knew that I was responsible. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. But a lot of kids, like you can tell looking back now that they're gonna become alcoholics because of like, I don't think it's the parents being not cautious. It's just that like you can't really watch your kid when you're doing your thing with your homies, like your older people, and we're over here doing this. It's not so much negligence. It is negligence, but it's not so much. Like kids were curious, and that's what it is. But then when you go into middle school, you start to meet these kids who are actually like alcoholics. Like they're bragging about drinking like vodka and like a tequila, and you're like, what the fuck is that? Like I didn't know what anything was until I went to really college. Like what different alcohol is, what is different alcohol. So beer, I was like, no, that shit's nasty. You know, I'm a good kid. Like I always grew up a good kid. Like I never did any of that stuff, like alcohol or like drugs or like fight. Like I never did none of that stuff. I was always around people who did it. So like I would see it, but I was never one to like do it myself. So you'd have kids that actually bring beer to school and like actually talk about drinking it or like alcohol, and you're like, what the hell is that? They open it for you and it fucking stinks. You don't know what it is at the time, but it's like some like cheap liquor, like a shooter, and you're like, what the like that's gross, you know? I'm not tasting that because I don't want to get in trouble. But my mom never drank or nothing. My dad would drink with his friends, whatever. But you know, that's what it was. Like sometimes people would get aggressive, like family members, whatever. You see them, like, I'm not snitching or nothing, but when you're a kid in Mexico, whatever, like uncles always drink, bro. Like wherever, colladeros, like quinceañeras, weddings, whatever the fuck, like whatever the fuck you needed to go to Mexico for, motherfuckers drank, and people like they got fucked up, like they got fucked up. But you're the kid, you don't know what that fucked up means. Like you just see that like kind of like stumbling, whatever. But like you don't know what's going on in their brain. You just like see it and you're like kind of like, that's weird. So like I had instances where people would argue because they were drunk or like talk mad crap to each other, and I'm like, can we just get along? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there have been times where I've seen people get aggressive, throw things, and like I think that's part of the reason why I didn't want to do it as an adult. Like I didn't want to reinforce that behavior. Like I knew what was right and wrong. I was one of the few, feel like at the time I was like, I'm not doing that. Like dudes going crazy, throwing like, trying to like yell at people or like trying to fight people, you know, all kinds of bad stuff you'll see. So that made me not want to be around it. And I just heard it was bad. Like Derek came to school, Derek was like, don't drink, don't smoke. Okay, I'm not doing that. That was me. Go to high school. High school was different because I'm still a good kid, but like, this is where alcohol becomes a problem later in my life in college. It stems from high school. So growing up as a kid, I was always small, skinny, like always get picked on, bullied. So, and I still had morals. So I was like, yeah, you're just some weirdos trying to bully, like, but I couldn't defend myself as much. But the kids in high school, most of them grew up with me. So like, I knew who was going down bad and who was doing well. But as long as they respected me, I respected them. You know what I'm saying? So, as far as that, like those kids, you would see what kids were in the streets and who weren't. So the kids who are in the street are 14 years old at this point, freshmen, talking about partying, talking about drinking with the OGs. OGs are probably like 22, 24, whatever. I don't know, but they're older, so they're old enough to have alcohol. They're old enough to have like knives and like guns. Sometimes they have guns. Like I've seen guns at school. I ain't saying no names, but I seen a couple guns at school. But like it was never on some crazy shit. But anyway, kids would talk about parties, talk about like they're like I like Corona, like I like you ever tried Fireball? Because like in high school, like what it is that kids drink the cheapest shit. Because like if you think about it, the older people that buy it from, like they ain't gonna go buy no like expensive tequila. They're gonna get like Bernasties. They're gonna get like Smirnoff. They're gonna get like Jose Cuervo. Like they're gonna get whatever, like Bud Light, Corona, Modelo, whatever. And these kids are gonna drink it. But in high school, I never touched alcohol. I never did any of that because I knew like up until that point, the only time I tried alcohol was like twice or 3 times. Was when I was like 2, 5, and like 8. That was it. So, and then the same thing, like I wasn't looking for it. I was just like curious and I'll drink it. Nobody told me. Nobody peer-pressured me, nothing. But in high school, people would peer-pressure you because like I was a pretty cool kid. Aside from that, like I used to talk to people. Like I was keep it cool with people. So they'd be like, hey, you should show up to this party. Me? Hell no, I'm a good kid. But I didn't know how to say no. I was just like, you know, I was scared. Like, oh, what are you going to think of me? Like, but I'm not going to sell my soul and try to be popular and drink and shit. But I just didn't know how to say no, you know? And looking back, like I don't know how to say shit. Like I just got to, whatever. that's on you. But yeah, so that was that. My friends would talk about getting drunk sophomore years when people would party around me. Never went to a party in high school. Never did nothing. I never really drank. So just little sips of beer. Like I don't even think that's drinking. That's just literally sips. Like so at this point, I'm still somebody that says I never drank or I never got drunk. That's true. Like I never got drunk. So high school people would invite me. You know, always say no. I always play basketball. So some people would play basketball and go party. Me, I'm not doing that. You know, in high school I was just like very timid, but I was still cool. You know, I still have the same morals that I have right now. But high school, I just never did any of that crazy shit. And then high school, junior year, senior year. Junior year, you see some friends who are actually down bad. Like they got like bottles in their car. Like they're like 15, 17, 16, 18 years old. Like between those 2 years, like people are drinking and people are like, you want to have some? I was like, no, I'm good. People had like other stuff that wasn't alcohol. I wasn't fucking with that. Still don't really fuck with that. But, you know, I kept sobriety for a while. So come to college is different. I mean, college is like, it's everywhere. Like it's literally everywhere. And that's where it snaps. College, like you can't do anything without alcohol. That's a fact. So you're 18 years old, first weekends, you meet some friends, meet some cool friends that we just hoop and stuff. But these guys are cool, you know, people are just trying to meet people. So you get invited to parties, house parties. At this point you think you're grown, so like you're like, yeah. But it's still me? No, it's not me. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna drink. You know, people invite me to parties, I'm still timid. I'm still that timid, shy kid in high school. Like, no, I don't know what to say, but I don't want to drink. Like, I just say, oh, I don't do that. Why? At this point, you get this question, why? Because why means you're either like a bitch or dudes will tell you you're a pussy. Like, this is what it is. Like, I'm going to say it. Like, you're either a bitch or a pussy. Like, it's just what it is. So, at the same time, you'd be like, well, I would say like, oh, I don't do that because like, I seen people fight or whatever. I seen people like get jumped or whatever. I just make up excuses. You know, just try to like, didn't like push it off like, oh, this used to happen. Like, person used to be person. I'm not doing that. So they're all okay, whatever. But let me know if you want to change your mind. Like, all right, cool. And then some of my friends would go, you know, I was just too scared, bro. Like I was just straight up too scared to like do anything. Like I'm a saint, bro. Like I'm not drinking, you know, I don't want to sell my soul and like shit like that. So that's freshman year. I still play basketball. I'm nerdy. Like I don't know how to talk to girls. I don't know how to do shit. And I also know that like going to parties, like you get just like the most obnoxious people. Like it's the truth. Like people fighting demons, but I don't know what that is yet. Like I don't know what demons are yet. Like I don't know shit. I just think that popular people drink alcohol and popular people are cool. It's like a rite of passage thing, cause like as a kid, like a rite of passage is like you take a sip out alcohol. You know, music talks about liquor. like everything. So it's a rite of passage. Like it's cool, everybody's cool. But only exceptions I've seen was people like fight and like be angry with each other. But at this point, like I'm saying no to things I don't even know yet, right? But let's go back to, I'll get into my sophomore year later. But let's get back to the culture of alcohol. That's number 2. So culture of alcohol in Mexican culture, we fucking love alcohol. We love our own beers. We love Tecate, Corona, Modelo. Like we love like Victoria, like Pacifico. What, I don't know. There's a lot of more beers that are local in Mexico. If I don't name them all, my bad. My family's from Zacatecas, so like they like, I don't even know what they like. But you know, you see like alcohol everywhere in Mexico. Like you see billboards Tecate. You see like Corona, Modelo, like had like a, I think like a factory in like Zacatecas or something like that. I don't know, but they for sure had it because it was like Anheuser-Busch. Because I think Anheuser-Busch, like no one's saying like Budweiser. So yeah, you see that, you know, everywhere. You see alcohol, bro. Like everybody drinks it. You even like spike your drinks with like alcohol. So like a Calientito like has tequila, I think. Micheladas, like fucking Mexican people like to turn up, bro. They fucking love to turn up. So alcohol's everywhere. You can't go anywhere without alcohol. It's plastered on the streets more than it would be in the U.S. Like you're in Mexico. If you've been to Mexico, you got like where your family's from or wherever, anywhere in Mexico, like you got billboards painted onto like outside of houses and shit. And they have alcohol everywhere. 14, 15-year-old kids drinking. It's a rite of passage, like I said. Like you drink like 14 years old, like you're a man. Like motherfucker get married already, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it is. So it's a rite of passage. In American culture, we think of American culture as like people drink like Budweiser, you know, Sam Adams, like fucking all that shit. They drink it in front of their lawns, you know, they kick back on their chair, they bring their friends. King of the Hill, bro. Basically King of the Hill. Like that's American culture. Like beer bellies, bald heads, like receding hairlines, like this is American culture, bro. You drink beer when you watch a game. You drink beer for basketball. No, you don't drink beer. Actually, basketball, we don't really do that. Football, yeah, football. Get into terrible shape. Become racist. Drink all the beer the fuck you want. Like, just be stupid and obnoxious. Like, cause alcohol in America is like this fucking thing where, oh, your behavior is excused just because you were drunk. That's America for you, bro. If that offends you, I don't give a shit. Like, that's what it is. It's my story. That's how I look at it. It's my opinion. Whatever. But in America, you got people who drunk drive. You get that everywhere. But people who drunk drive, you know, you can get away with like drunk driving. You know, whatever, legal system, whatever. You can get away with that. Freaking America, you got you get a lot of sponsorships from like alcohol. Like every sports team, whatever, has a sponsorship from alcohol. Like I think the Denver Nuggets or well, fucking Colorado Rockies have Coors Field, like Coors Light. Yeah. And then Americans like to drink a lot of they actually drink a lot of stuff, bro. I don't know what liquor they like to drink, but they like to drink a lot of stuff. And then it's just like, it's aggressive drunk. I think Mexican drunk is like family oriented, but also like we could fight though drunk. Like that's Mexican drunk. Is like get on like my like for uncles like coleaderos, like they take their shots of like whatever before they go on the freaking horse and they do their thing, but they're still in a controlled manner. Yeah, they drink when they drive. Yeah, like motherfuckers will have beer when they're driving, but like they're kind of chill. I don't know. It's just like less violent, I would say, but it's still violent in any way, whatever. But let's go back to college culture. So college, you can't do nothing without alcohol. You know, take a shot here. You go into a party, people be like, here. And then, you know, ooh, like, take a big shot. Or like, shotgun a beer, you know, shotgun a beer. We talk about Edward 40 Hands. I've done all that. Rage Cage, you get beer pong. That beer pong was cool though, because sometimes I wouldn't drink when I play beer pong, but That was my thing. I was a basketball player, so I always play beer pong. Like whatever party, like I can't dance, I can't fucking sing, I can't do none of that shit. But hey, you got a beer pong table? Hey, I got next. That was my thing. Then you got the people playing Rage Cage. You got the people who are playing that card game. What is that shit? I don't know what the hell. You know what I'm talking about. Like, you draw a 7, you know, or that one game where you're like, name a cereal. Dude, and if you don't name a cereal and you name the same one, you're gonna drink. Like, everything is drinking. Then you get like, let's not even the party life. Let's talk about the average life. Like, you sneak alcohol in your dorm. I never stayed in a dorm, but I used to turn up in dorms. Sophomore year is when it all changed. Sophomore year, I met some cool dudes. They're so cool to this day and stuff. I mean, we used to drink all the time, right? But it was cool with them. It's a rite of passage. Like, you drink with your dudes, like, you're chilling. Like, you're talking about life, you're talking about this and that. We would never get mad at each other. That's the thing. Like we was cool because, like, we knew what we wanted. Like, we're cool with each other. But sometimes, like, things will happen. People argue. And then this is where, like, first time I got drunk, I got faded. I blacked out. I threw up everywhere. But it was my choice. Like, nobody's responsible for that shit. It's me. Like, I got fucked up. I threw up everywhere, and, like, I didn't get a hangover. And, like, people are like, yeah, the first time you get fucked up, like, you don't get a hangover. Like, oh, cool. You know, I can get away with this. But I was still like, nah, let me not drink that much. But then you go to these parties. Again, my fucking choice. Then you get to meet people. Again, you get to meet the people that you choose to go with and whatever. Nobody was ever, like, on some bullshit hating shit, but, you know, you go to parties, and, like, I'm still a good kid. Said no to parties my whole life, but until college, you know, I'm fucking doing it. Fucking get nervous before parties, like, all scared and shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck, like, somebody's gonna kill me or something. Like, I don't know how to get nervous because I'm an introvert. So, you know, get drunk, you know, you'd have a beer, you know, just to feel welcome. But at the same time, hey, I wanted the beer. Like, you never force me. Sometimes people try to force you, and, like, you would fall to it. Like, yeah, you know, don't be no bitch. Like, okay, I'm not a bitch, you know, because I had something to prove, like some weirdo shit. Like, sometimes that shit would happen. Like, some motherfuckers, like, try to make you prove something, whatever. In college, bro, like, Monday through Sunday you drink. Like, Monday, if you wanted to kick it with your homies, you drink. Tuesday, you drink. Wednesday, bar crawl. Thursday, Rio. Friday, party. Saturday night party. Sunday fun day. It was just the way it is. But then again, it's my choice. I could have just said hell no, but I said whatever. I want to be cool with the people. At that point, I kind of feel like I was faking it, right? Because it was a cool thing to do. Like, everybody drinks. Of consciously, like, what you're gonna learn is, you should learn this if you're old enough to watch this video. Like, you know that, like, people gravitate towards people, and whatever they do, you're gonna do too. But then again, it's your choice to hang out with them. It's your choice to fall into it. So, of course, college, homies, drinking, parties, everything. This is all gonna happen every weekend. Okay, so sophomore year, started drinking a little bit more. Junior year, it got bad. Junior year, I used to get fucked up all the time. Like I would be like the everyday drinker. Like, I'd always get 24 rack, and I couldn't even afford them yet. Like, I'd have like an older homie buy it. 24, had some roommates. I still love them to this day. At the same time, I chose to drink with them. Like, they never forced me. Whatever, it's all my choice. Or, you know, get drink with them, and then be like, oh, I can shotgun better than you now. And I'm like, all right, shotgun. You know, I got better, but I wasn't the best one. But I could chug a beer better than you. I could chug like 2 fucking Corona bottles, like, back to back, like, you know, not that swirly, cheaty shit that people do, you know. Nah, I was straight up. And then it became chug a fucking 25 ounce, you know, tall boy, chug a tall boy. You know, I did it. I still worked out, still party with the homies. Like, my tolerance was like fucking here. And I'd be the type of drunk to throw up though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I throw up, whatever. Like, I ain't gonna act like I never threw up. Like, people are like, oh, I swear I don't throw up. And they're like dying inside. Like, no, like, I threw up, bro. Anyway, you know, oh, I'm having a stressful day. Let me go get a beer or 2 or 3. It never was a beer. It would be 7 or whatever. You get a beer, pass the test, drink a beer. Pass your classes, drink a beer. stressful weekend, day off of work. I used to work at this place where alcohol was always there. I ain't dry snitching, but I used to hang out with these homies. We used to close every Friday and Saturday night from like 4 p.m. to like 1 or 2. So because I would miss out on all these parties sometimes, like I'd get fucked up with them. So older homie would go to the liquor store, get a tall boy, come back. He'd drink his on his 30. I'd go get mine. I'd chug mine within like 5 minutes on my 30, eat, come back. Sometimes he'd have another one for me because I'd give him money. And I was like, at this point I was 20 because I would turn 21 my senior year. Or before my senior year. So then I'd chug another one. Sometimes it'd be 2, but 1 mostly. And then, you know, the manager was cool with this. So he'd be like, oh, Shifty. And I'm not even fucking 21. Whatever. Gave me that shit. And I can't get this fool in trouble because this motherfucker don't even work there no more. So that was 4 years ago. So no, I ain't snitching. I ain't saying no names. I ain't snitching. So yeah, I would do that. And then sometimes the parties would still be jumping in Greeley. Like I'd go to them after work. You know, fucking smell like fucking food and grease and all that shit. Again, my choice. I gotta be like, nah. I give drink, here drink, whatever, take shots, whatever. I didn't give a fuck, bro. Like, then that's after beer. I became like a tequila person. Then I became like a fucking Henny person, like the worst of the worst, bro. Like Henny, kidding me? I hated Fireball. I hated Jaeger, bro. That shit's disgusting. I thought Bucanas was okay. Buchanan's for you people, Bucanas. Then we had like, there was some alcohol I fucking hated that I would just refuse, like Hornitos tequila, like that shit. Jose Cuervo, like that shit makes me throw up to this day, bro. Like I can still taste it in my mouth. I can imagine what it tastes like. It's just disgusting. But I love like beer, you know. I love any kind of beer except for like stouts. Yeah, I didn't like stouts or any malted like coffee beers. Like I don't drink coffee, so like why would I drink a coffee beer? But you know, I drank a lot of beer, like 40s, like whatever. I didn't care. And it was this point where like my face would break out, like I looked unhealthy as fuck, like depressed, like motherfucker was like demons all over him. You know what I'm saying? Like relationships were like starting and failing, like and then my demons would come out, and I was never like the funny drunk, cause some people just be funny, bro, when they're drunk. Like how the fuck you get so funny, bro? Me, I was either like the emotional crying all the fucking time, or I'd be the one that'd be angry at like some shit that happened in fucking high school. Like to backtrack, somebody told me they were gonna kill me in high school, so I always resented that. I held that on shit. I just couldn't trust nobody, bro. That was another side of me too. Like, so that shit would come out when I get drunk. Like that shit would like, bro, I'd be talking shit. Like I'd be fucking drunk texting. Like I'd be a dickhead, bro. Like yeah, like I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like I'm telling you my story. I'd be fucking asshole, like trying to fight, whatever. And sometimes I almost did get in fights, bro. Like against people bigger than me or smaller than me. I didn't care. Like I wanted all the smoke. And again, my choice. You know, I chose to drink. Mental health was shit. All that was going to shit. Like I was gonna graduate. I did graduate on time, but like I was depressed as fuck. Like no absolute just purpose in life. You know what I'm saying? Like I was always a good kid, always genuine, but like this shit would always blind me and take me away. But senior year, you know, I would slow down a little bit because I'm about to graduate. You know, I'm also professional shit. So I wouldn't party as much. You know, try to be me, work out, fucking inconsistent. Inconsistent, but let's go hang out. Let's go to the bars. Okay, let's go. Cause at this point I'm 21. I'm like, I ain't on that little kid shit no more. I ain't going to no fucking house parties no more. I can buy my own alcohol. So let me go to these breweries, and I did go to breweries. Like then that's when it started to slow down. Like, you know, a motherfucker would be like, let's get a beer. I get like 4, as opposed to like 7 and black out and fucking throw up everywhere and talk shit. Like I'd get like 4 and get pretty buzzed. You know, I ride a buzz. Okay, I started drinking IPAs, a stronger. You know, there was older educated homies that will like IPAs are acquired taste, so I hang out with them. You know, I'm always been wise, so I like, you know, I like to talk to the homies and like let's drink and like let's chill, let's talk life, like just like I do all the time. But like there had to be alcohol around a little bit. Actually, no, like there was alcohol around, I would take it, but like at that point, like it's cool, you know, because we're not like fighting, we're not like showing who's better, like, oh, take that shot. Like these homies be like, it's not about that, bro. It's about the taste. And like I acquired it and like it was cool. Developed this huge love for sour beers, bro. Like sour beer is so good. Obviously I won't drink it ever again, but like, you know, sour beers was cool. Like I became this person was like a beer connoisseur, bro, and people kind of knew me as like a beer connoisseur. Like, hey, what does this taste like? I'll be like some fucking like fucking switch it up. Like, hey, this tastes like fucking raspberry mixed with like fucking like aged for like fucking 6 months. Like, motherfuckers be like, what? Like, I just drink Modelo, bro, and I'd be like, I had Modelo. I don't do that like basic shit. Like I became that person, bro. Like. Wouldn't really get drunk no more, but like I was on that too classy shit, bro. Like, oh, we still, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's go to Patrick's, like, let's go get a passport, like, let's go brewery hopping, like, let's take tours. Like, that was where I was going towards. Grew out of a little bit of like the other phase, but still drank. Sometimes I'd get too fucked up because I'd be sadder than some shit, and I just get fucked up and like try to drown it out. And then something happened in like senior year where I tore some ligaments in my ankle. And like it fucked it up, bro. Like I was injured for a minute. Had crutches in like it was March. Could have graduated in May, and like I was so depressed about that shit, bro. Like, will I ever cross the stage? You know, the exact opposite of who I am now, bro. Like living in the moment. Motherfucker was always worried about like what's gonna happen in 5 years. Fucking like, bro. Like I'm not even there yet. Like I'm 2 years away from 5 years ago. But like a motherfucker was tripping about some shit in 3 years advance. Like right now, I was tripping about what I would do right now, bro. I'm chilling, bro. Like, if you're looking back at yourself, bro, dog, like, you're chilling. But, you know, a lot of worry came out, you know, when will I ever walk again, like some dumb shit, because my mental health was fucked up at that point, because it just walked, I went out the window. So a doctor's like, oh, you should take some meds. I said, okay. Gave me, like, Tylenol or whatever, or, like, he told me to get Tylenol. And then I was like, you know what, fuck that, I still gotta live my life. So I started getting fucked up, bro, like rudely fucked up, like, blacked out again, like, going down bad, like crying when I'm drunk and shit about like what happened when I was like fucking 10, like what the fuck, fucking weirdo. Like just being a burden to myself. So that's what happened. And you know, I was self-medicating at this point. Like I couldn't feel the pain no more, because at some point like it would hit a level where I'd get drunk and it'd be like a lot more drinking, like it hit this level where I'd get drunk and like acted like I was the shit, you know, nothing hit me. But then when I would like wake up the next morning, I'd have these terrible hangovers, and that was the moments where I would have like horrible hangovers. It was like senior year past to the point I got became sober. Hangovers were just too much for me, bro. Like I used to just have like, oh, I'll throw up twice and like I'll be fine by like noon. Shit became like I'm hurting till like 10 p.m. and then it became like 2-day long hangovers and like fucking like not wanting to live. Like that's how fucking bad I would hurt. And I'm like, is it just me? Like no. Like, and at some point, bro, I was like, fuck this shit. Like it's not worth like the fun, because sometimes it'd be fun to get drunk up until a point where I'd get aggressive and stupid again, talk my shit, act like my shit don't stink, and like it just wasn't me, bro. Like I don't know what the fuck I was trying to perceive, but like some shit would happen and almost fought some homies, and like then I became known as like a person who gets drunk and like mad. Like, is that what I fucking wanted? No, bro. But I still chose to do it. Like, hey, bro, like nobody gave me that alcohol. I just chose to do it. Like, you know, but playing the victim and shit, like, whatever. Like, nah, bro, like you chose to do it. And then so hangovers got progressively worse, so I just sort of scaled back on the alcohol, like blacking out, 2-year timeline, blacking out to like sober. So 2-year timeline, you know, blacking out, and I started to taper it down. I started to see how bad alcohol really was. Like I started like, okay, I'm slowing down. Like I would always say, I'm gonna go sober. 2 hours later, end up at a party, take a fucking cup of jungle juice because I thought I was too fucking weirdo to be sober. Like, motherfuckers would judge you. That's the thing. People would judge you. Like, oh, you're fucking sober. Fucking weirdos. Like, what the fuck? You're just gonna drink again. You're right, because I'm too weak for that. So, but then I would see people like fight, bro. Like, I would actually like go downtown, like Denver, and like, you would see how bad this shit was, bro. Like, But you be there sometimes, and like people be fighting. Like sometimes people like be like fucking talking shit and like punching each other. Like people be bleeding, and like you hear stories about people like pulling guns and like people be dying and stuff. And like, oh, but it's cool, you know, alcohol's cool. Like it's cool, you know, people be dying, it's cool. And then like somebody I know like passed away because like of like alcohol, and like you would be like, damn. And you would like evaluate like, dude, I should go sober. But then again, somebody be like, hey bro, let's go drink. Whatever, fuck it, let's go drink. Like stupid as fuck. Like people would be dying, things happen in family, things happen in real life, things happen like drunk driving, like people getting killed, shot because they're drunk, fighting, but you would still drink. Like the fuck, dude? Like you knew these people, some of them, and like they die, and like you still doing the same thing that they do. Like I used to drunk drive sometimes. Like I ain't gonna lie, like I'm fucking snitching on myself. Like I fucking drunk drive. I don't anymore. But I used to, you know, and then I was trickled down. So when I was starting to trickle down, I was still around the same people who would do this stuff though. So like they would never, no, not them, because it's still my choice. You know, they'd be around the alcohol, I'd be around them, you know, hanging out, and like I would still drink. And like I would always tell them, hey bro, I'm gonna go sober. Oh, that's cool, bro, you can do it. No, they don't want that shit. Like they don't want their homie to like stop drinking. So, you know, like I was just like, all right. And maybe for a year I started to just only drink once. Like I really became the person like one beer, and it would be one beer. It wouldn't be 7. It wouldn't be 2. It wouldn't be 3. It wouldn't be 4. It would be 1. And then I would drink it for the taste. I would go to like these breweries, like get the most like unique beer and like sip it for like 30 minutes. And people would be like, oh, well, they pay you to babysit. Oh, this and that. And I'd be on some like fucking like, I don't know, P. Diddy shit. Shut the fuck up. You know, it's a fucking sour beer. This shit was brewed in like fucking France. Like, this shit's been fucking in the cellar for like 2 years. Like, they be doing sour beers like fine wine. Like, they be aging them, and this is what I'm doing. But you're still drinking that fucking Modelo bullshit. Whatever. And I was like, whatever, bro. But like, I'm gonna talk about this later too, but started to trickle down. So, you know, I just decided like I'm gonna stop. I said that like fucking 30 times already. But 2 months until I actually stopped, like I got drunk another time, and I saw how people behaved, and just thought it was all gossip, bro. Like the lifestyle was just gossip. You get fucked up and you talk shit about other people, and I'm like, bro, I don't even like hate that person, but you would like get involved in that like bullshit. So like, of course you're gonna do it. You know, still your choice to talk shit. You know, you could have just sat there and be like, shut up. But, you know, you do indulge in it too. And it's like, man, like, at what point do I stop this and I go out and hang out with friends and we're at like a bar or like we're at a house party? Like, I'm fucking old now, bro. And then you still get these epiphanies in your head. What the fuck are you doing with your life? Why the fuck are you still hanging out with these people? And what the fuck are you doing? They're not your friends. Then the next weekend, go out again. They're not your fucking friends. They're just homies. Like, they're not people that will, like, you know, die for you. They're just people that you're cool with. And I'm still cool with these people. Like, don't get it twisted. I wasn't hanging around no fucking, like, weirdos. But, like, you know, they're cool. And they serve their purpose in the moment. They're still cool. Like, I wish the best for them. Like, I wish the best for everybody. But you would just get gravitated towards around the same shit. And then, like, it hit me one night, bro, like, where I was, like, fucking drunk. And I was also high. And, like, I said, bro, I can't do this shit no more, man. Like, I'm done with this bullshit. 2 weeks later, I drink again. But then, like, it hit me a week later. This is, like, November, like, the week of, like, November, like, 20th or some shit, like, Thanksgiving. So, I'm high and drunk because I just finished work for Thanksgiving break. I'm high and drunk. And I'm listening to Kendrick Lamar because I love Kendrick. I always knew he was sober. I'm not idolizing this dude, but like him. I love Andre 3000. He's also a sober person. 50 Cent, bro. I mean, I don't idolize 50 Cent. He says some weird shit. But 50 Cent is a sober person too. And just a lot of stuff. So I was like, I don't even like drinking. Drinking has always been something that like was introduced to me, but like I still chose to do it. Nobody really forced me to do it. Drinking is just something that was always around me in college, but never was around me when I was a kid, playing basketball, doing good shit. So I was like, listening to this song, and it's on Good Kid, Mad City. It's called Good Kid, like, and he's talking about him being a good kid, talking about him in his environment in Compton, like, gang infested, like, he's a good kid, but he's around the Bloods because his Bloods are his neighborhood, like, you're gonna get sucked into shit because it's your fucking neighborhood, like, it's your reality. So I'm around people who drink, around people who gossip, around people, the wrong people, for me. So that's all I knew though. Like, I don't know any better, so I'm drinking. And like, I'm fucked up listening to the Good Kid, and I'm like, I'm a good kid, like, alright. Then fucking Swimming Pools comes on. Why you babysitting? Only 201 shots. I think is how it goes. Don't get mad at me. But I'ma turn it up a notch. Yeah, like, Kendrick is a sober kid. He's a good kid. Why the fuck is he drinking with these people? And like, this is crazy about that song is that it's literally him talking about like, I'm just trying to fit in. Like, I'm just trying to drink because the people are drinking. And people are like, I'm drinking at my own pace. I'm doing my thing. Like, I think I'm doing it right. And people are like, you're not drinking enough. You're drinking too slow. You're babysitting. Like, how much are you paying for that? Like, babysit. Like, so he's like, fuck, man. So then the swimming pool, he's drowning himself in alcohol because he's trying to fit in. So at some point I felt like that was me. And I always knew that, but like, it hit me when I was fucking drunk by myself in my room. Because you could not have me by myself talking. You could not have me by my own thoughts. Like, I had way too many demons. Anxiety was terrible. Like, I had terrible anxiety. Like, confidence was fucked up. Like, I just felt like I wasn't capable of shit. Like, and I would put up this front like, oh, I am this and that. And when I get drunk, the freaking shield will either be like stronger or the shield will break. Like, either I was insecure or I was like, yeah, this is me. It's not really me. But I feel like it is me now, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause like I did a lot of cool shit, but he's talking about his alcohol, and then he gets like the verse where he's like he's trying to find himself at the bottom of a bottle in the greenest endo leaf, like, cause on that time I was drunk and high, I was crossed, and damn, it hit me, bro. Like, what the fuck are you doing? So like, I waited a week. No, actually I didn't. The next day, I got high and drunk. I got high and drunk again. Like, I act like I didn't know. But then I hear the song "You Ain't Gotta Lie" off of To Pimp a Butterfly, my favorite Kendrick album. You ain't gotta lie to kick it. You ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie to kick it. And I was like, he's right, bro. Like, I'm lying, bro. Like, I'm not me. Like, I'm just trying to kick it. Like, just trying to feel accepted. So that's what happened. At that point, I drew out my plan. I didn't draw it. I just thought it in my head. But like, I'm saying it because it sounds cool to draw it out. But, so this is my plan. A week later, Saturday, November 27th, I call up all the homies that I know used to get fucked up with, and a couple of them came through, and I was like, let's get fucked up, bro. Let's just do Edward 40 hands, like, let's fucking smoke, let's drink. Like, we got a lot of alcohol, bro. Like, we did. And I didn't tell them what was going on. So like, I'm just knocking them back, bro. Like, I still remember this because this is vividly remember. Like, this is like where my life fucking changed, bro. Like, other than that, I would have been blacked out because that day wouldn't have mattered to me. But like, I came in it with the purpose, bro. Like, I drank a 6-pack of the Blue Moon habanero ones mixed with it was like this green beer that they had. It was Blue Moon, but it was like a half pack. Drank those 6. Then I drank a King Cobra. They're not 40 ounces, they're 42 ounces. So I killed that because we didn't get another one because like they didn't want to do it at 40 hands. So I just drank that and I had the other beer. So at that point I'm drinking that. We started at 6 p.m. I drank that one, finished that one at 7. I was buzzed. my tolerance was still high, and then like I drink the 6-pack at like till like 9, so that's 3 hours of drinking. I'm good at this point still. Like I'm still like buzzed, like, because that's maybe 2 drinks per hour, so I'm still kind of like, you know, I'm buzzed, but it's a lot of like alcohol. And then I go, someone brings a bottle of like Jaeger. I take a couple of shots because I didn't care what it was, because I knew what was gonna happen. So I took a couple shots, and then we drink a bottle of tequila, like half of it we drink that, we take shots. At this point it's 11 p.m. and I'm fucked up now. Like I'm fucked up, like slurring words and shit, like singing, like I'm playing hella music. Like something about me though, the cool thing was, like when I was drunk, bro, I'd be rapping like a whole albums, bro, or like singing, bro. Like I didn't care, like word for word, everything, bar for bar, bro. So like that was cool, you know what I'm saying? Like I kind of was life of party up until a point where I'd get fucking drunk and like cry and like fucking try to fight people. So that was like the always cool moment. Like that was the cool me. And then I always took it overboard. So I have joints that I bought in Denver like 2 weeks before, and it's like a bunch of fucking weed. It was like 7 pre-rolls. They were both half a gram, so like 3.5 grams, whatever, like pre-rolls. I don't know, it was a lot of fucking weed, bro. So I smoked all that shit back to back within like 20 minutes, bro. At this point, I'm zooted, bro. Like, can't open my eyes, I'm faded. Now, it's 11:30. We go to the liquor store because it closes at 12. We get a bottle of like mezcal. That's where it ended, bro. Like I took like a half styrofoam cup of it and I drank it, and then at some point I was chilling up until 2 a.m. Hit me all at once. People are leaving. I'm throwing up everywhere, bro. Like I'm throwing up like obnoxiously. I'm throwing up crazy. Like to the point that it's black. Like shit was coming out of my fucking, like, I don't know if it was like stomach lining, but I was like probably like bleeding or something, bro. Like I was like fucked up. And I knew that's what I wanted, because I knew that the next morning I'd be pissed off about myself. And now this is November 28th, because I was still drinking into November 28th. So I tell them that's my last time drinking. People, but it really was. Like, I always say that, this is my last time drinking, this is my last time drinking, this is my last time drinking. Shut the fuck up. You're gonna drink next week. You're gonna drink 2 weeks from now. But that really was the last time I drank. Next morning, bro, feel like shit, bro. Like, fucking terrible. Like, I felt like shit until Monday. Like, I didn't even want to go to work Monday. I didn't go to work Monday. I felt like shit. You know, I was like a shell of myself, but like, I woke up like that Monday and was like, you did it, bro. Like, you fucking did it. Like, you did all what you wanted to do. You know, you got fucked up with the homies one last time, and now your real life starts. Like, so that day, any alcohol I had in my house, I threw it away. I don't care if it was my dad's, somebody gave me a present, I don't give a shit. You don't give somebody alcohol present. Like, present is alcohol. Like, that's the fucking worst present you can do. That's the most superficial shit you can do. That's my opinion. Like, if you really care about somebody, you don't fucking give them alcohol for their birthday. I don't give a shit. Like, that's not real. So I threw that shit away. Never told nobody. I didn't tell nobody I was going sober at all. Like, I knew at this point, like, it was me gonna be me. Like, I ain't gonna tell nobody shit. So, you know, 4 days later, you know, it's a Friday. You know, I go out with friends and they're like, you're not drinking? No, I'm not drinking. This point, we're getting into number 5, so relationships. But I'm still in this mindset, and don't do this if you ever try to quit something. Well, when you quit something, don't ever say I'm trying to stop. So when I said I'm trying to stop drinking, trying to stop means you didn't never stop. You're just trying. So you're gonna fail. Like, but I knew that it was gonna be hard, and I fought the temptation so bad that night. It's like December 2nd, December 3rd, and December 4th I went out again. I didn't go out again until the next weekend, December 10th, 11th, whatever. At this point, we go to this place where there's alcohol everywhere. It's like a fucking restaurant, alcohol, where I used to work. And this point, this is my first stage of alcohol. Like, sobriety. So people around you notice you're trying to do something different because this is like the third time. This is like the first time they don't see you drink like that, or like not even have a drink in hand. It could even be one. Like people always knew me just have one good beer. Like, you're not gonna get anything? No. You want me to give me something for you? No. I'm trying to stop drinking. Yeah, right. And then some friends come in, other people that I don't know, and they're saying hi to me, and they're like surprised why I'm not drinking because everybody's fucked up. Why don't you drink? Oh, I don't know, I just don't drink. Like, why not? I just never liked it, but I always hold back. I always want to say because it's for fucking degenerates. That's what I thought at the time. It's for fucking degenerates. Cool. That was my first stage of sobriety. Was like, no, actually. So I'm looking around the bar. Everybody has a drink. Everybody is either talking or arguing or like mad dogging. And then you see the people who are faded. And this is my thought process at the time. Their motherfucker soul left their body. Their soul's gone. Their shit's dead. Now alcohol took it over. Their soul is like, this has been compromised. So they're like lifeless. Like they're stumbling. Their eyes are not working. Their brain is not working. Their body's not working. They stink and they're sweaty and they look disgusting to me. They look like fucking zombies. And I noticed that. I was like, that shit's disgusting. Is that what I look like? Yeah, everybody looks like that when they're drunk, somewhat. So I said, hell no, I don't want to ever do that shit again. Like, you can't even have a conversation with somebody who's drunk. They either like don't fucking listen, or they just want to like prove a point that's like they just want to argue or fight. That was me. So that helped me fight the first early things of temptation. So then December 17th to the 19th, I go to LA and I meet up with some friends. We go to Once Upon a Time in LA. And at this point, I went from I'm trying to stop drinking to I don't drink. That's your key right there. Is your identity change. That's the key. You say you don't do something because you'll never do it. So if it's like I don't smoke, you don't smoke. Like that's not you. You don't smoke. It's the same thing as like okay, it's like this like you're healthy, so you're like I'm trying to be healthy, but you work out. You're not trying to be healthy, bro. You are healthy. So I am healthy is better than I am healthy. I am healthy is better than I'm trying to be healthy. Because you own it now. So I own being sober from alcohol. I don't fucking drink. I don't do that. I don't engage in that behavior. So that from there, that's what it is. That's what it has to be. So I'm in LA and we get to the airport and we're walking to a fucking bar. Still love these homies, but to this day, like, people cannot hang out without alcohol. It's fucking truth. I'm also not on social media at the time, so I'm fully fucking present. They get drunk, you start to see insecurities come out. But they're not strong though. But anyway, that night we go out to Hollywood because a homie got us in, and this homie understands. So like I told him I'm sober, like I don't drink no more. I told myself it was gonna be a year, and guess what? We're here now. Fucking like so proud, but he understood. But this is the weird part though, is that you don't know how to say no to a drink yet because you haven't had enough experience saying no to it. So you think that when somebody asks you if you want to drink, you're like in your head you're like, I don't fucking drink, get the fuck away from me. But you say, oh, I don't drink. They kind of look at you like you're disrespectful. Like, I'm at the DJ booth and this homie's like trying to give me a drink, but I don't drink. And I'm like, no, like 3 times, 4 times. He's like, you sure? No. And he goes like, okay. And I'm like, damn, bro, I feel like a disrespectful person right now. That shit's gonna happen, bro. Like, motherfuckers gonna be like, think you're disrespectful. And it's your own thing. Like, it's my own personal thoughts that I thought was gonna be disrespectful. But that dude actually couldn't, I think he understood. But because I was so used to being around people who would like judge you for shit like that, like you feel bad. Fuck y'all, like, for doing that shit. But I mean, at the same time, it's my own opinion. Like, I could be hurt from it, and I was hurt from it. Like, I was just being a little stupid kid. So yeah, like everything is your choice in life. You can do whatever the fuck you want. It's all you. Like, nobody forces you. Like, if somebody hits you with the car tomorrow morning and you're mad at your own judgments. You're not mad because you got hit by a car. You're mad because you chose to be mad about the situation. That's what it is. So, I wanted to be sober because I wanted to be more present. I am sober because I am more present. I'm sober because I know I can do this, and I did it, and I will do it. And I'm sober because somebody needs an example. Like, I'm not tooting my own horn, but somebody needs an example. I will be the anomaly. Anomalous Network. I'll be the anomaly. I'll be the one that doesn't drink. And I'll be the one who doesn't go out. So at that point, that was the last time I went out up until August. I didn't go out for a whole 8 months because what has to happen is that you got to remove yourself from the environment. That's how you get shit done. If you want to be a better person, better, healthier person in the gym, you don't go out with your friends on Saturday mornings, Saturday nights anymore. You go and get some rest, and Sunday morning you hit the gym while they wake up hungover and drink again. I'm not that fucking person. I don't drink. Why the fuck should I be at a bar? Why should I be at the clubs? Why should I be doing this and that? Alcohol's there, I'm not there. Because this is where relationships change. They only wanted to be around you because you were a fun time when you were drunk up to a point, and then at some point you're a liability. But sometimes they're your liability, so you both get drunk together and you think that you guys are homies because you guys drink together. You guys are not homies. You guys are just people who know each other, who happen to have the same interests in that. But you ask them to go hike with you, work out with you, they ain't showing up. But their homies who ask them to go drink the next morning, they're fucking showing up regardless. Doesn't matter when. Doesn't matter if I'm fucking still drunk. I'm still going. That's where your relationships change. So then I disappear for a minute. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't be on social media, and I don't party, and I don't go to these places. People start to say, I miss you. I miss you. And me, early stages, is like, no the fuck you don't. But I ain't gonna tell you that though. But that's how I really feel. So, you know, things happen. People are not your homies no more. But at this point in my life, when I decided to go sober, I wanted truth. I wanted clarity, bro. So I'm like, show me who's real. Show me who's not. Show me who I really am. That's me in the first 3 months. See how things change. And then, so now let's go to this point now. What it feels like after a year. It feels amazing. After a year of not drinking, my mind is so clear. I have purpose. I have defeated a lot of my demons. Have defeated a lot of bad behavior that I've had. I don't have any outlet where I need to be drunk or high to do things that I really want. Like, I'm not scared to do things. I don't need to hide behind a screen of alcohol to feel like, oh, I can talk to that girl, or I can talk to that dude, or I can like say how I feel. Like, I say how I feel regardless, because I don't have a screen behind me no more. Like, I'm present. You know, I don't have to drink to go to a concert, bro. I just enjoy the music. I don't have to drink to start dancing. If I dance, I don't have to do that. I just start. I don't have to drink before I speak in front of people. I don't have to drink before I perform. Like, I use my own brain and my own body's natural gifts to use and do what I want. I don't need anything to fake it. You know, I don't agree. I'm gonna be honest. I don't agree with people who drink at concerts, because everybody has their own demons. So you still choose to drink because you think you need it. So like, I don't agree with people who drink at concerts because they get too fucked up, and like, you see people get carried out. Like, you cannot enjoy your own like artist without drinking. Like, that's sad. You have to go to clubs and bars and get obnoxiously fucked up just to enjoy the music. But then you come with this excuse like, oh, I don't dance when I'm sober because it's not fun. Bro, like, people really use alcohol to escape. That's what it is. And I don't feel that way as much anymore. But that's what I used it for, and that's what a lot of people use it for, and that's what I've seen. I'm not judging nobody because this is my opinion. If this offends you, so what? My words don't offend you. Your own judgments about my words offends you. Same thing with somebody who used to think that me being sober was whack. My own judgments about what they say made me think that I didn't like them. So this is me taking accountability for myself. Like, I chose to drink. I chose to fight. I chose to do this and that. I just used the screen to like act like that. It's basically what it felt like. And a lot of people use alcohol as a screen to do whatever they want, either positively or negatively, mostly negatively. They use that fake screen because they can get away with it. And that's what it is. Like, you don't need to be drunk at a concert. You don't need to be drunk after you finish an exam. You don't need to be drunk with your friends and family. You could just enjoy your friends and family. And then you could see who really wants to hang out with you once you've mentioned that the alcohol's not a thing. And over time, you build this barrier and this wall that like people know, like, I don't drink. Like, people are like, yeah, he doesn't drink anymore. Because he's had so much time where he said he doesn't drink and he's actually been about it, that he doesn't belong in these places no more. And yeah, I'm not welcome in those places where it's like clubbing every weekend. I'm not fucking welcome there because I chose to not be welcome there. And like, that shit doesn't make you any better, bro. Like, one day that shit might caught up to you. Like, shit has caught up to a lot of people. Like, people have fought, people have died being drunk, and like, these are demons that they choose to just continue pouring and fulfilling. And that's just how I feel. So I feel like I have great control of my life. Like, every weekend I'm working on videos, I'm working on music, I'm working on, building skills that I won't have time for if I was out drinking all the time. And I'm not saying that everybody who drinks is useless and who has no purpose. That's not true. But when you start to scale back and actually try yourself and really just tell nobody you're going to try it, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Like, you're going to feel it. Like, I look healthy. I feel healthy. I'm so much more healthier, like, physically, mentally, emotionally. I fucking run all the time. I bike. I like play basketball. I'm never a shortness of breath. Like, I'm pretty strong for my weight, because back then I was strong, but I was still like overweight, and I had like a bunch of just like fake strength. Was like ego, get drunk. Like this is actual tapping into your body and your mind and your soul. And like, my soul is intact now, because when I would get drunk, my soul would get lost, and I would just allow all these demons and bad things pour into my soul, into my brain and my body. And as soon as that, like, you compromise your soul. So me, I feel so in tune. Like, I hike. I don't make no excuses, because I used to get drunk every summer, and I'd wake up on Sunday mornings, not even mornings, like 1 p.m. and I'd be like, I want to hike. I want to do this and that. Yeah, but you chose to drink, fool. Like, you think you're going to be fucking productive like that all the time? No. So like me, I don't got to do that shit. I'm in bed when y'all are out. And what I can say is that, like, I learned a lot, and I replaced drinking with reading, meditating, and praying. When you have to get rid of something, you have to replace it with a better habit. That's how shit works in the long run. You change your identity as I don't drink, and you change your habits. I meditate, I read, I pray, and I get to bed early. It's just a recipe for happiness. Things I learned about myself is, like, I'm capable of anything that I want, and you guys are capable too. Like, if you're watching this and you want to become sober, you could totally do it. Ask me questions, bro. Like, whatever. Like, you're capable of your whole life. Like, you control everything. So like, you control your sobriety, you control your demons, like, you control all that. So I learned that I'm capable, and that this really jump started a new life for me, bro. Like, this allowed me to start this channel. This allowed me to read. This allowed me to do poetry. This allowed me to be able to speak in front of people. This allowed me to make music. This allowed me to take pictures, like photography. This allowed me to grow my hair out. This is a product of, like, no alcohol. Is that, like, I started to stop caring about what people thought, because I thought when I would stop drinking, people would judge me. They did. But who cares? People gonna say shit no matter what. People gonna kick you down. People gonna lift you up no matter what. But you gotta remain with yourself. So I learned to stay true to myself. This would have not worked the same if I told everybody that I was gonna go sober one day. I tell my freaking Instagram story, my Snapchat story. I don't have Snapchat no more. But that defeats the fucking purpose, bro. Like, work in silence for a little bit and then tell your story. Not a lot of people know that I've been sober for a year. They don't know that. They know now. If I were to go around and tell everybody, I'm fucking 1 year sober, or like I'm trying to be sober and like 2 days sober, right? I'm 2 days sober. Like, you're gonna get so many opinions, and like I said, the opinions will be out there, but it's your own interpretation of those judgments that's gonna take you down and make you feel less of yourself. So, thing I learned about sobriety, that I learned about myself, is stay true to yourself. Do what you gotta do. A lot of things will come, blessings. You'll hit a lot of walls, but you change your identity and you tell yourself that I'm not a drinker, and that you tell yourself that I'm capable of this and that one day I will be able to look back and be proud of what I've done a year from now, and you just become a stronger person. It's just facts. Lifestyle will continue. I'm never drinking in my life again. Like, I did 1 year already. I done 1 year already. The temptations that happened early, 3 months in, they've never come back. I don't go out. I don't drink. I don't go to these places where alcohol is rampant. And I know the dangers, and I know what is done to me. It's not what is done to me. I know what I've done because of my own judgments with alcohol. I know what it's done. So to me, it makes no sense to go back to it now. Like, I'm the healthiest I've ever been. I'm the most clear thinking I've ever been. Like, I'm the smartest I've ever been, the most wise I've ever been, the most confident I've ever been. There is no reason why I'd have to go back and drink alcohol. Like, at first, I think I kind of thought, like, oh, after 1 year, take a shot. I don't want to fucking take a shot. That shit's disgusting, bro. I know what that shit tastes like. I know what that shit smells like. Like, I know who I am. Like, I'm not a drinker. I'm a fucking person who is in tune, is present. That shit was not making me present, bro. You lose reality. You break your phone. Like, you start talking shit. Like, you forget everything. Like, you forget your wallet, your keys, your shoes, your fucking underwear, for fucking sakes. Like, you forget your freaking brain, bro. You forget your brain. Like, do I want that? Fuck no. I work so hard to be right now. Why the fuck would I throw it all away? And I don't believe in the moderation when it comes to that. Like, alcohol, like, I stopped, bro. Like, it's not coming back. Like, I ain't having no beer at my wedding. I ain't having no beer at my funeral. Like, I'm not doing that shit. I'm not enabling that behavior. Like, I'm not gonna buy you a beer. Like, I don't drink it myself. I definitely ain't gonna buy you a beer for your birthday. That's fucking stupid. Like, for your birthday, I'll give you a hug and I'll tell you I love you. Or, like, I'll buy you a book. I bought books for my homies. Like, before I used to buy in bottles. Now I buy you books. Educate yourself. That $7 book will give you a lifetime of fucking knowledge, wisdom, and courage, rather than a $7 beer that will go through you within 30 minutes at most, and you'll pee it out right away. Like, no. Build a library. Don't build beer mimosa towers. Like, that shit will last you longer. Is like knowledge. Words of encouragement. Like, if you made it this far, my words of encouragement for me being sober for 1 year, after not drinking alcohol for 1 year, man, like, I can tell you that, like, if you're thinking the same thing that I was thinking a year ago, you will totally do it. You just need to tell yourself that you don't drink and that you're healthy, you're an athlete, you're creative, you're an artist, you're a beautiful person, and that alcohol will not serve you in the way that you want to be in life. Take the biggest inspirations and think about how alcohol will affect that. Like me, I wanted to be a more confident person, a better person, and without alcohol, it has happened. It's taken a lot of work, but trust me, if it's you want to quit smoking, you want to quit drinking, or you want to quit like having sex with with people, if you want to stop judging people, like, it's gonna be hard, but tell yourself that I'm not a judgmental person. Tell yourself that I am not an alcoholic. I am a sober person. Talk to yourself in a way that you believe in yourself. Don't talk down on yourself. A lot of human beings are so strong, bro, and you realize that when you take away things that you don't need. Alcohol was never something that was forced upon me. I chose to drink it, and now that I've taken it away from me, you start to realize what's important in life. You start to realize that you have goals, you have dreams, you have aspirations, and that when you get rid of stuff like that, people will follow eventually. and they will see that it's possible because of you. And if you're watching this video, I'm grateful for you to listen to me for this long, and everything that I said is how I felt, and everything that I said was true. I never faked it. Without alcohol, I have become a better person, and it's taken a long time. And I hope that if you are fighting those demons that I was fighting, that I was talking about earlier, that you could totally get through this. Ask me questions like, I can totally help you with that. But as always, I feel like I got everything off my chest, so I'm gonna go through this again because I need a clip. 1 year sobriety has taught me how to be myself, how to stay true to myself. It taught me valuable lessons that are important to me, and that I don't need anything outside of myself to live a better life, that I had everything with me. It's helped me conquer my demons. It's helped me heal from past things like traumas and relationships, and it's helped me become a better person, and it's helped me become more confident. It's helped me give back to the world in a way that I never thought was possible. And when I gave up alcohol a year ago, I did not know I was going to be in this position today. And there's only so much more I can do. And if you're watching this, I hope that you believe in yourself like that, and that if you are thinking of doing the same thing, I did it. There's no reason why you can't do it. You just got to tell yourself that you're capable and that you're someone who is very powerful. But as always, peace, love, light, and positivity, y'all.